Anna worked tirelessly, her hands moving deftly from one garment to the next. Yet, no matter how focused she tried to be, her thoughts kept drifting back to the scarf she had promised to mend. Each time her fingers brushed its frayed edges, she couldn't help but think of the man who had entrusted it to her. His voice had carried a quiet ache, his eyes a weight of untold sorrow. And then there was the note she had discovered, its words lingering in her mind like an unsolved puzzle. It wasn't until late Friday evening that the bell above the door jingled softly again. Anna looked up to see Ben standing in the doorway, his hands shoved into the pockets of his coat. "Hi," he said, his voice tentative. "Hi," Anna replied, setting aside her work. She gestured to the counter. "I was just finishing up your scarf." Ben stepped forward as Anna pulled the scarf from a drawer. She had repaired its frayed edges, carefully rethreading the loose stitching. But she'd done more than that. Along one corner, she'd embroidered a small detail, a cluster of daisies, subtle yet vibrant, stitched in soft white and yellow thread. Ben's breath caught as he took the scarf in his hands. "Daisies," he murmured. They were her favorite. Anna hesitated. "I hope it's okay," she said. I thought it might make it feel more like her." Ben nodded, his voice thick. "It's perfect." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then, quietly, Ben began to talk. "Kate was my sister," he said. "She passed away last year. This scarf, it was her comfort blanket, you know. She always wore it when things got hard. When I lost her, it was like I lost a part of myself." Anna listened, her heart aching at his words. She wanted to say something comforting, but she knew that sometimes the best thing you could do was simply listen. Ben smiled faintly, brushing his fingers over the embroidered daisies. "Thank you, Anna, for giving me a little piece of her back." Anna reached for the folded note on the counter and held it out to him. "I found this when I was repairing the scarf," she said softly. "I thought you might want to see it." Ben took the note, his brows knitting together as he read the words. For a long moment, he said nothing, his expression unreadable. Finally, he looked up, his voice quiet. "I don't know what this means," he said, "but it's her handwriting. It's Kate's." Anna's heart ached at the grief in his voice. "Do you remember what she might have meant? A place, maybe?" Ben shook his head slowly, staring down at the note as though it might reveal more if he looked hard enough. "I don't know, but she and I used to have this thing when we were kids. We'd bury little time capsules in the park near our house. She always said we should leave parts of our story behind, just in case we needed to find them again." Anna tilted her head, intrigued. "Do you think there could be something there?" Ben hesitated, his fingers brushing over the words on the note. Then he nodded. "Maybe. It's worth a look." For a moment, Anna hesitated. This wasn't her story, and yet she felt a strange connection to it, like she was meant to help. "I'll come with you if you'd like," she offered. Ben glanced at her, surprised, but then his expression softened. "I'd like that," he said. As the two of them prepared to leave, scarf and note in hand, Anna couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just a childhood memory. It was a thread, leading them both to something they couldn't yet see. What had Kate left behind? And why did she hide this message so carefully? The answers lay ahead, buried in a time capsule from the past, waiting to be uncovered.